Right now, a woman is in custody in connection with a crash that killed a Madison high school student last week. We'll have the latest on the investigation.
Plus, the Madison Parks Division closes a popular dog park after one dog dies and others are sick.
Plus, it's been a beautiful day out today, but this nice weather won't last forever. I'll have more on that coming up.
It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 6. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Sarah Carlson. We have new information tonight regarding the crash that killed a Madison West high school student earlier this month.
Our Maya Tate has more on what we know. Maya?
Sarah and Eric, earlier this month, 17-year-old Sasha Rosen was killed in a crash on Park Street while using the crosswalk on his way to school. At 8:30 this morning, a 51-year-old woman was booked into the Dane County Jail in connection to the case with the charge of homicide by negligent operation of a vehicle. Investigators say the crosswalk light had been on as Rosen crossed the street. They also say that speed was a significant factor in the crash, but there is no evidence of cell phone usage and impairment at this time. Results from a local legal blood draw are still being processed. Support for Rosen's family has been outpouring since the crash, and family members have also created the website Safe Streets for Sasha, which they say will help spread awareness about the dangers of traffic violence.
All right, Maya, thank you. Meanwhile, in Oregon, 2 people are hurt after crashing into a school bus this afternoon. Police were called to the intersection of East Netherwood Road at North Prairie Parkway. There, they found that an SUV had crashed into a school bus carrying 3 children. The bus suffered moderate damage, but neither the driver nor any of the children were hurt. Both the driver and passenger in that SUV were taken to the hospital. Investigators determined that the SUV had failed to stop at a stop sign and hit the bus. Police plan to cite the SUV driver.
A UW-Madison student is under arrest after police say he recorded videos of other people in a residence hall restroom. UW police received several reports from victims saying an unknown person in an adjacent stall would drop their cell phone with the camera pointed upward while the victims used the bathroom. One victim grabbed that phone and found several other recordings on it. Police arrested the 19-year-old student and booked him into the Dane County Jail. Anyone with information or concerns is urged to contact UW Police.
Sun Prairie police have arrested a man for allegedly pointing a gun at an officer. That happened Friday night about 9 p.m. Officers were called to the Element Apartments at the intersection of Park Circle and West Main Street for reports of a domestic disturbance. They say the victim pointed out the suspect who was walking through the parking lot. When officers tried to detain the suspect, they say he resisted. A struggle ensued, during which the suspect pulled out a gun and pointed it at the officer. That officer was able to disarm the suspect before a shot could be fired. A second officer helped arrest the suspect.
Madison police say 3 officers were injured by a person throwing items off a balcony downtown. This happened last night just a block away from State Street. Officers responded to West Johnson Street about 5:45. These items hit a Metro bus and people walking by. The 3 officers were hurt then trying to take the person into custody. The officers and suspect were all taken to a local hospital. We do not know their conditions at this time.
The Sun Prairie Police Department is investigating allegations from Middleton's mayor that a former city planner sexually assaulted her. Mayor Emily Kuhn petitioned for a restraining order against former city planner and current Alder candidate Mark Opitz. She says Opitz tried to unzip her pants and groped her after a State of the City speech last March at the Village Green Bar. Middleton police requested Sun Prairie police lead this investigation to ensure independence and impartiality. Now, in her petition, Mayor Kuhn reported that Opitz became a substitute teacher at her child's school after he had resigned from office. His resignation came days after the city had launched an investigation into his conduct. Online court records show Kuhn was granted a temporary restraining order. A hearing on the case is scheduled for the end of the month. Opitz denied the allegations in a statement to channel3000.com.
Right now, one dog is dead and others sick after visiting Warner Park.
Well, Madison officials say the dog park has now been closed since Saturday out of caution. Our Tanisha Shaw has more.
A lot of people probably thought today is the perfect day to take my dog out to Warner Dog Park, but those that did were greeted with this close sign.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
In the summer, we look for things like blue-green algae blooms, but this isn't a time that happens, so yeah, really concerning.
That's how dog owners are reacting after learning that Warner Dog Park is temporarily closed. Madison Parks Department says a dog died after visiting the park. The 8-year-old dog became sick and, quote, suddenly passed away.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what they find is the cause, because if it's a dog-to-dog transmission thing, then that does make me a little bit worried about all dog parks.
Well, now I'm kind of like, if there's something on that side, then do I want to walk along the fence here, right? Like, how far does it spread, but like I also can't imagine like what it would be like.
This dog park is usually busy, especially on a warm day like Monday. Now, entrances to the park are locked, and the closed sign suggests people go to Demetral or Sycamore Dog Park as alternative options.
I thought about driving to another dog park today. This is one that I walked to, but I was a little worried about going to another dog park because we don't know what the cause.
Right now, the Parks Department did not confirm when the dog park will reopen or if any other dogs have been sick after visiting Warner Park. They also did not give any guidance on what dog owners should do if they visited the park recently.
That's so sad.
Despite the park being closed, when I visited the park on Monday afternoon, a few people were still at Warner Dog Park.
There were like people who like broke the padlock and like went in there anyway. And I was like, do we want to like break the rules? But now I definitely don't want to break the rules.
Reporting in Madison, Tanasia Shaw, News 3 Now.
We reached out to the Madison Parks Department for an interview, but have yet to hear back.
Well, it's been feeling more like spring for sure, bordering on summer, I think, over the weekend and today. Let's check the first warn forecast, though. Jacob, not going to stick around too long, huh?
Yeah, we are going to see colder temperatures by week's end, but even at this time, we're still seeing very comfortable temperatures. 51 in Madison. Some areas have dropped into the 40s, but again, these are still easily warmer than the average high for this time of year. And looking at the high temperatures for today, obviously that 86 in Watertown is inaccurate, but everything else is accurate with a 64-degree high temperature for Madison, middle 60s for a lot of the area, and those that didn't get to the 60s easily got into the middle and upper 50s. Now, as we take a look at the last time we saw a 60-degree day in Madison, that was all the way back on November 15th. And we also have seen 3 of the last 4 days where the temperature has reached the record high or in some cases broken it. Friday's high of 51 broke the record of 50. Saturday's high matched the record for that day. And today's high pretty easily broke the record for today. Now, yesterday was also pretty mild, high of 58, but the record yesterday was 63. So it didn't quite get to that level, but it goes to show you how unseasonably mild it's been, and we'll continue to see mild temperatures compared to the average lows for this time of year overnight, with lows in the middle to upper 30s. But we also will be seeing some patchy fog out there. Looking at the visibility forecast, it could drop to near a quarter of a mile, so definitely take it easy for the Tuesday morning commute. But the bigger story is not the fog tomorrow. It is the several chances of rainfall we're going to see this week that will lead to cooler temperatures. So I'll go through all of that coming up a bit later.
Sounds good. Thank you, Jacob. Tomorrow, voters will narrow down who they want to see head to the general election in nonpartisan races. In Dane County, there are 3 board supervisor races. The seats for District 12 on Madison's north side, 15 on the west side of Madison and southern Middleton, and District 28, which covers the northwest portion of the county. All 3 have candidates on the ballot. Now, there is also the race to fill Supreme Court Justice Susan Crawford's former seat on the Circuit Court. The candidates are Fitchburg immigration attorney Huma Hassan, Madison attorney Nathan Wagner, and the incumbent Judge Ben Jones.
Circuit Court judge in Dane County is an important race. They make decisions about the voter ID law, all sorts of statewide issues that are critically important. So, Act 10 was a circuit court judge decision originally. So these races are important, even if there aren't a lot of advertising associated with it.
In Madison, if your absentee ballot is still sitting on your counter, ballot drop boxes closed today. Actually already did. You can register at the polls, though. They're open tomorrow from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. To find out what's on your ballot and to check registration status, you can find resources on our website, channel3000.com.
And if you're planning on voting in tomorrow's primary, need a ride? Union Cab of Madison is providing free rides for voters in Dane County. The program available throughout Election Day until the polls close. It serves communities like Madison, Fitchburg, Middleton, and the village of Shorewood, the town of Maple Bluff as well. Union Cab also includes wheelchair accessible vehicles, and you should mention that when booking if needed. To request a ride, call 608-242-2000 on Election Day. When you're ready to go and ready to leave, just ask for a Democracy in Motion ride. The poll hours are 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Online enrollment is now open for the Madison School District's 4K and 5K programs for next school year already. Children who will be 4 years old on or before September 1st, 2026, and either live within or outside of the Madison School District attendance boundaries can enroll. Families outside the district's boundaries will also need to apply for open enrollment. Children already enrolled in the 4K program will automatically move up to 5K. And families in need of assistance can make an in-person or virtual appointment for February 23rd from 2 to 6 p.m. by using the district's Find Your School tool.
Coming up next, a major investment in affordable housing in South Central Wisconsin.
Plus, if you haven't started your taxes yet, there's still plenty of time to do so, and we'll show you a free way to help you prepare.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward.
Tax season can be stressful for some, but Dane County families can get free help filing their returns at the Richard Dilley Tax Center in Madison. The center, run in partnership with UW-Madison and local agencies, offers free in-person tax preparation for individuals, families, seniors, and those with disabilities as well. Now, the center, part of the VITA program, which relies on trained IRS-certified volunteers. Leaders say filing is important even if you're not required to, because it can unlock credits and also help prevent identity theft.
We are right in the community, being able to provide these services on the front end with people who have the training to know the most up-to-date laws in a really welcoming and friendly space, a space that people in the community are used to walking into and coming through the doors of.
Appointments are required and are booking out weeks in advance. Last year, over 3,100 returns were prepared at the tax center, bringing nearly $5 million in refunds. County Executive Agard says that experts can help regardless of language barriers, work-life balance, and other factors that might otherwise be restrictive.
Leaders in Jefferson County are celebrating what they call a major investment in affordable housing. Wisconsin's Housing and Economic Development Authority, or WEDA, has awarded 2 foundation grants totaling $65,000 to the Goodwill of South Central Wisconsin. This money will pay for a new sprinkler system at the Orchard Hollow Apartments in Jefferson, and it will also go toward the rebuilding of a flood-damaged unit in Dane County that serves people with disabilities.
These grants will not add much needed new housing, but they add something else, something harder to quantify and easy to overlook. They add dignity. They add safety. They add the reassurance that people who call these places home are worth protecting.
Goodwill says these 2 WEDA Foundation grants support their long-standing housing mission. They've served seniors, people with mental illness, and low-income residents in South Central Wisconsin for more than 40 years.
Still ahead, which famous band is coming to the Wisconsin State Fair this summer?
Plus, an announcement from the Overture Center about its fundraising campaign.
And did we reach record highs today? Jacob returns with your complete forecast after the break.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward.
We're taking a live look from our sky cam in Platteville. Wow, it just got dark out there. More like spring today than winter, but we could be in for some serious changes. But let's check back in with Jacob Montesano for the forecast.
As we take a look at the 3 things you need to know, we are going to be seeing some rain return for Tuesday night, but that will be just the first of 2 systems this week. By the end of the week, we could be seeing a second system that might bring some snow to our region. So obviously, we will see some colder temperatures by the time we get to the weekend. So let's track all of this precipitation. Maybe some light sprinkles tonight, otherwise staying pretty dry, but we will see an increase in clouds overnight, and the cloudy skies will continue for Tuesday, but we're not expecting that rain until much later in the day. In fact, some areas may not see it till after sunset, but scattered showers and maybe a few isolated thunderstorms will be possible for the evening and overnight hours Tuesday. Then as we get closer to Wednesday morning, a lot of this rain will clear out by the time we get to sunrise, but if not, a few hours after sunrise. And then for the late morning and afternoon Wednesday, it will be dry and temperatures will still be mild at this time. Then for Thursday, kind of similar to tomorrow, starting out dry with the chance of rain returning for the evening and overnight. This system will start out as rain and then transition to a little bit of a rain-snow mix and then some light snow by the time we get to Friday and Saturday. Now, looking at the forecast for Friday and Saturday, it doesn't look like it's going to be a heavy snow, but some light snow may linger into the weekend and possibly even into early Saturday night. So to kind of recap the 2 systems, rain and maybe a few thunderstorms with the time frame being Tuesday evening through Wednesday Thursday morning. Not going to impact the temperatures, but the second system will, starting Thursday evening and continuing through Friday, with maybe even some lingering flurries for Saturday. Not expect to see any storms from the second system, but we will see that temperature drop like I mentioned. We also will be seeing some gusty winds the next couple of days. Winds will pick up tomorrow, gusts up around 25 to 30 miles per hour, getting even stronger for Wednesday, where they could be up around 30 to 35 miles per hour. But this first round of winds with that first system won't impact the temperatures too much. But although we'll see the winds calm down for Wednesday night into early Thursday, once that second system moves in, it will pick up the winds, and that will impact the temperatures as well. So looking at the high temperatures, next couple of days will still be mild, especially Wednesday, where we could see upper 50s return, and then we will see those temperatures dropping for the weekend. Highs will be in the 30s. And although they may warm up a little bit towards next week, they're not expected to get back to the levels they were today for the foreseeable future. But it is, the second half of February now, so we're in the time of year where the average high will continue to get warmer. But the next 10 days, the temperatures will get colder. Again, it's not expected to be bitterly cold, but compared to where we're at right now, it certainly will be a lot colder. The good news is that we're not really expecting to see the snowfall be very heavy for Friday and Saturday, so there shouldn't be too much in terms of impacts in that regard, but maybe still some light accumulation could still be possible.
All right, thank you so much, Jacob. We've been spoiled, but I know we need it too. In the news now again, the Overture Center says that it's reached its $30 million fundraising goal. The campaign was launched almost 10 years ago to create a permanent endowment for the center that would need maintenance and improvements to the building. Money raised through this campaign has already been used to install a new hot water boiler system, upgrade the building's cooling system, install new lighting controls and wireless microphones, and replace the building's roof.
Well, the Beach Boys will headline the final day of the State Fair this summer. That performance will be part of the band's latest tour, The Sounds of Summer, while founding members Carl Wilson, Brian Wilson, and Dennis Wilson have all since passed away. And co-founder Al Jardine has long since left the group. Vocalist Mike Love just keeps on going. He'll tour with the band this summer. That show will be August 16th, 6 p.m. Tickets go on sale Friday at the State Fair website, and you can find a link at channel3000.com. Andrew's here with a look at sports.
Yeah, still to come in sports. Could Wisconsin men's basketball's big week put them back in the top 25? Next on News 3 Now.
And now, News 3 Now Sports, brought to you by TDS Telecom.
The three-game stretch that Wisconsin men's basketball just went through was either going to make them or break them. And when that stretch started with a loss to Indiana, it wasn't looking good. But then last week happened. Bucky beat a pair of top 10 teams and were rewarded for it. Not only was Nick Boyd named the Big Ten's Player of the Week, but his Badgers are returning to the AP Top 25 for the first time since November. And next up for the Badgers is the Ohio State Buckeyes, which led me to the question for this week's Huddle on 3 segment. What even is a Buckeye? Before Googling it, I turned to the Badgers and told them this is not a trick question.
Buckeye? I don't know, honestly. Wow. Ohio State Buckeye. I think I knew this at one point. I think it's like a, I don't know. I do not know. And I've completely forgot.
I don't know.
I don't think anybody really knows, honestly.
I mean, obviously, like the mascot, but again, I don't know what a Buckeye is. I'm just thinking about their mascot. I'm thinking it's some sort of maybe nut that falls off a tree, but it could be completely wrong.
From what their logos they have on their helmets for football, I just assume it's like a flower or something. Some sort of plant.
They have a bunch of things going on with their mascot, their name, the things they put on their football helmets. Right. I don't really.
It's very. Well, if you're wondering, the dictionary defines a buckeye as any of various shrubs or trees of the horse chestnut family, aka that doesn't really narrow it down. I still don't know. But for more fun, join this week's Wisconsin Huddle with Wisconsin men's hockey's Tyson Dick and I this Friday on News 3 Now at 6:30. Well, Sam Decker sent out a tweet this morning that I could not agree more with. He said, quote, "The state of Wisconsin has a homegrown NBA All-Star, and I don't feel like it's being talked about or celebrated very much. So we're celebrating him right here." Jalen Johnson grew up in Sun Prairie and is almost averaging a triple-double in the NBA this year. For that, he was named to his first NBA All-Star game, where he shined on Sunday.
It's fun to be out there, very surreal.
but more importantly, I had fun. So it was a fun experience, and hopefully I can be back in the future. I took in every moment and so grateful to be here and very blessed. So I was excited, especially for today. I didn't know what to expect, and I think sometimes you have the most fun when you kind of don't know what to expect.
He's having a great season. Andrew, thank you. And coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 10, the River Food Pantry holding an event to stuff the shelves of its new location. You can still help out and pack the pantry. That's tonight. Join us for News 3 Now at 10.
A quick look at our forecast, and I know that it's not going to get a ton better, but it's been great while it lasted.
It has been. And like I mentioned earlier, it is now technically the second half of February, so we're in the time of year where on average temperatures will get warmer, but this week they're going to go in the opposite direction. Now, we will still have a few mild days. Most of tomorrow will be dry, rain not moving in until much later, and then Wednesday the rain will clear out very early, so both afternoons will feature highs at least near 50 for tomorrow, easily in the 50s Wednesday with relatively dry conditions. But that second system will bring the snow and the cooler temperatures by next weekend.
All right, so they don't know what a Buckeye is.
Yeah, I still don't know.
Nicky had it.
Yeah,
right?
he had it. He had it.
I'm glad they're not just saying what's a Hoosier anymore.
Exactly.
It's my mom's famous chocolate-covered peanut butter cookie.
Those are good.
Have a good night, folks.
See you at 10.